So you lot owe me money and I'll tell you why later. But the other day I told you that Grace Beverly, fitness entrepreneur, raised $5.7 million for her activewear startup. And also on top of that, what she did that I rated is she put her pitch deck that she used to raise the money on the website. But that website was Business Insider, and then man want you to subscribe, pay £1 to get the plug. And you know what? I subscribed for you lot, so you lot owe me money. I took one for the team. But I just want to go through the pitch deck slide by slide, so people who've never pitched a business before, or this is new to them, can get an insight into the kind of thing what a pitch deck entails. So most pitch decks start with a kind of like clout credibility check. So sometimes it's just the founder saying to people, look, I know what I'm doing and this is how big the problem is. Obviously, Grace's brand is an integral part to this business. So she highlighted that in the first slide. And her credentials are 30, Forbes 30 under 30, Oxford University graduate, she got an accreditation at Harvard Business School. She's letting you know that if you don't put your money in me, you're putting it in the right place. You get what I'm saying? She didn't come and just say, oh, this is a great idea. It was like, this is a good idea. This is who is doing it. So make sure you pay attention for the rest of the slides. Quite a common thing, but the credibility and clout check is imperative in this game. More of that on the second slide, but a lot more tangible and logistical. This is basically talking about her other ventures, things that she's done in the past. So you know that if you give her money, she's good for it. She talks about her book. She talks about the app that she previously built that went #1 in the App Store. And then she talks about her podcast. So basically all the things that people are going to invest in, she's like, these things are popping and these are an integral part of the business. So you know that we already have an audience and a potential market base to sell to. This slide is quite important for like social influencers because a lot of the time it's kind of like you have an audience, but can you sell to them? So I guess she was kind of like preempted that, and she was like, listen, I can sell, I have sold, and here's the proof of it. So this slide up here is an interesting one to include. It's basically showing what the business has done since it's been founded. Typically when people pitch, they haven't really started the business. But in this game, if you're coming from the bottom, not speaking to anyone specifically, but you have to kind of show that, listen, this is what business is doing. This is the kind of traction I've had. This is the relationships I've built. And this is the audience that you're putting your money behind, especially since this is the first round raise, not just a seed round. Now, for those of you who don't know, Tala is primarily based in sustainability. That's the niche behind the activewear. So she put some stats there to show why there is a need for this in the wider market and the world in general. And then I think this HQ slide, this can make or break your pitch. Who is on the team? People want to invest not only in founders that they can relate to, but also people that are qualified who've done it before. And underneath each person, she's put all the experience that they've had. So take notes. This is useful. She also included a testimonial slide, which I think is kind of like, but I won't knock it. This is probably one of the most important slides on the deck. It's basically showing where her product fits in the market. Usually people represent that with numbers, graphs, stats, and charts. But if you can show people where your product fits in the market, they're infinitely more likely to invest in it because they know where their money's going to go.